I went to meet a certain man. God did not send me because I felt he had done it before. And God bless his heart. God did not tell me to go meet him. But because don't confer with flesh and blood. I went there. I said, the Lord is telling me to do this. The man said, you get mine though. He said, oh boy, you get mine though. The moment he said that, every faith and confidence I built, zero. I knew I lost it. I left that place sluggishly, entered my house and went on my face. The first question the Lord said is, who sent you? I begged the Lord all night. The next morning, the Lord said, go and meet my servant, Dr. Paul Eniche. I went to him. I said, Daddy, the Lord is telling me to do this. He said, why not? Faith came back. Yeah. See, I left that place. I said, nobody again. Now you need to understand what I'm saying. At that point, I'd not paid my house rent. And the Lord was putting a major move of the Spirit that will cost millions. And I have never done that kind of thing before. You don't need my hey. This is a man who doesn't know how to pay his house rent. And I have a project in few months that costs millions. And I'm there looking, how shall this thing be? The Lord said, call for a volunteers meeting. I said, on what, sir? I called for a volunteers meeting. So what God first did was not to bring money, it was to bring men. The right ones. The Lord began to send men. People began to carry that. No money. We were going to Eagle Square without money. 2 weeks to the program, the Holy Ghost said, you have saved up 500,000 for your house rent, which that is way more than 500k. Remove that money and go and do billboards. Sir, we have not paid for the venue. You said I should go and do billboards. Satan, get thee. I obeyed. People saw billboards in town like, this must be something. I said, yes, by faith. Yes. No partner. Hey, you don't. 2 weeks to the program, nothing was moving. There was a friend of mine who had promised. God intentionally made sure that he failed. I said, now, Lord, if you disgrace me, you have disgraced yourself. Billboards were out. We've not paid for venue. We've not paid for any other thing. A friend of mine was doing a meeting in another nation. God bless you, Freke Umar. He didn't know what happened that day. I went for his program. And the Holy Ghost, God left my miracle in Uyo. And I was in Abuja. So I went to Uyo to minister. I was on stage ministering. If you don't know Uyo, God bless your heart. I was on stage ministering. The power of God was so strong in the room that day. A man who had equipment was in that room, who had everything I needed. We're finished. We're like, Kai, man of God, what a mighty ministration. I said, the Holy Ghost said, speak. I said, I need your equipment. How much do you rent it out? He said, you need my equipment. I said, he said, you don't need to pay. I said, yes. One. Now I'm talking about, high-end equipment. Not China, high-end. And I don't mean to say, you know China in our parlance. I said, one. Thank you, Holy Ghost. A week to the program, we've not paid for venue. I will go to the venue people 2 days to check if another person had taken. The Holy Ghost told me one day, say, stop coming. Nobody will take it. I have reserved it for you. I know you have reserved it. There is a ram caught in the ticket. Alan, Tuesday to the Sunday program, we have not paid for the venue. At this point, my late wife had learned never to discuss things that will bring my faith down. So I set my face like a flint. I walk in the room, I walk in the house, just keeping my shut down. Are you guys fine? Tuesday evening, I got a call from a man who had seen our advert. And he said to me, man of God, how is Sunday coming? I said, powerful. I said, all things are ready. Because I must speak Christianese. My faith had to be up. He said, is there anything you still want to sort? Foolishness wanted to speak. I wanted to say, no, man of God. The Holy Ghost said, you better speak now. I said, sir, we still have 1 or 2 things to venue. Venue is what I'm calling 1 or 2 things. He said, like what? I said, we still have to, just, you know how to package. I said, well, there are some, just few, whatever to sort out with the venue. He said, oh, and so what are we looking at? I said, about just around 2.8, He said, is that all? He said, send me your account number now. I was driving when he said, send me your account number. I said, Lord, these are the days that you have trained me for, to multitask. Between where I was, under 3 minutes. There is alert, there is alarm. Alert is still, when alarm comes, before I knew what was happening, he sent. You needed to see the way I parked my car. My walk changed. I said, yes. He called me. No, it was not a flash. He called me. The Holy Ghost, sir.